1st through November the 30th. And we didn't have one last year, but we could have, and we haven't had one here yet this year, but we could have, or we could have 2, we could have 3, we don't know. So we have to be prepared. But I want to urge you to understand that the team we have, including the team in this room, the team in this building, as well as we're in Charleston earlier in Myrtle Beach, Horry County. Before that, the people that are on the ground doing this work, not only in Columbia at the Emergency Management Division is where we get together when we have these things, but the people in these counties are highly experienced, trained. They have terrific equipment, and I'm very confident there's not another state in the country that has more ability than we do here. And we have a lot to protect, a lot to be careful and thankful of, so it's good to have that kind of confidence. And we want to try to urge all the citizens to be informed, that is to listen to official sources, do not get it off of social media. Very often that information about the best way to get from this road to that road not only is wrong, but is dangerous. So get it from the official sources, and there are plenty of those, and Kim Stinson will provide some insight on that. And also try to learn, we need to all learn what we do before, during, and after a hurricane. And the time to do that is not when the wind's blowing. The time to do that is now. And remember that after the hurricane, a lot of new people that have moved in, and some that have never experienced it, and also some who've forgotten how bad it can be, will think that they don't have to leave if we issue an evacuation order. And I want to tell you, when I issue such an order, it is based on information from people in this building, from people all over the coast, as well as those with access to every kind of weather prediction information that we have. And when we issue that means that's what you better do. Because if you don't, and when it gets too bad, you can't call somebody to come help you, because they cannot come in. The emergency people cannot come in when it gets so bad, and you'll be there by yourself until it's over. And when it is over, when the wind quits blowing and the water subsides, there are still electrical lines down, there's still trees down, there's still critters all over the place, there's water that's been polluted by who knows what, and it is still dangerous, even after the storm. And again, the emergency crew and all, even the National Guard and everyone else will not be able to get in immediately afterwards. It's going to take some time. So everyone needs to know that. Also, we need to be prepared, just like the Boy Scouts. That's what the rule was. And it's sort of like you've seen the drills at the fire station. When that bell goes off, those folks jump into their boots and they're out. They got everything ready to go. They're not looking for anything. They could do it in the dark. So what we're urging people to do is to be prepared, to get their pets, their pills, their papers, and then proceed in an orderly fashion in the route that has been designated and repeated over and over from the Emergency Management Division, which is one of your official sources, as well as your county source. So the worst thing that can happen in these is that we don't take it seriously and we react too late. But when we issue those, if I issue an evacuation order, we will do that not without the most serious consideration. We don't want to be too early. We don't want to be too late. We'd rather be too early than be too late. But so far, I think in the last years, we've hit it right on the number. But that is a decision that's not taken lightly. We look at where all the rivers and the creeks are and the winds in which they're going, and every bit of information that can possibly gather, especially those that we get from Sheriff Tanner and others in this locale, to make those decisions. And they're very serious decisions. We ask everybody to take it very seriously. So now, Colonel Manley, the Department of Public Safety, if you please.
Thank you, Governor. Good afternoon, everybody. So on behalf of Director Woods with the South Carolina Department of Public Safety, just want to give everyone a little insight on planning and how we move forward each year in hurricane season. We never really stop planning. At the end of hurricane season, we start for the next season, and we move with our region meetings We do route reconnaissance with our partners with DOT and checking for signage and also checking any roadway changes that may have occurred over the last year. We move forward with our state support partners and having a state agency meeting to check logistics, also check personnel. And we'll be moving forward with the 8th of this month, this week, we'll be having the full-scale exercise, which will include the region down here in Beaufort County as well as Charleston area and up in the Myrtle Beach and the 501 section. So that is instrumental for us to make sure we can succeed in a normal operation. We'll be staging assets along the highways. We will not be blocking any roadways for our exercise. This is something we do every June at the beginning of hurricane season. We encourage residents who live along the coast, they should know their zone. Know what zone they're in and know the routes. It's most important for our locals and any tourists that come to the area here to realize that we have certain zones that will properly put them in the evacuation roadways that are designated for them. There's in excess of 35 evacuation zones, evacuation routes that are around the state. Most people think of I-26 as the only evacuation route when it comes to reversals, but we do reversals as well right here in the Beaufort and also in the 501 area. Troopers and officers will stage these areas. They'll pick up on critical TCPs and make sure that our folks stay on the designated route. And just echoing what Governor McMaster said, please, it's most important for the public to know that please do not follow your GPS, because your GPS is going to take you off your designated route. I cannot emphasize enough to know your zone, know your route, and be prepared. So thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Justin Powell, Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Governor. Justin Powell, Chief of Staff at SCDOT. 4,000 men and women of SCDOT stand ready for hurricane season with our partners at the Highway Patrol, Emergency Management, as well as our local government partners. We are ready for anything that might come our way during hurricane season. Like the Highway Patrol, we've been spending the past several months getting ready for hurricane season. This includes making sure riding all 35 evacuation routes in the state, making sure we got all the signage on them. We've been checking, double checking, triple checking our message boards and our traffic cameras to make sure that they are ready to allow us to monitor traffic before a storm hits the region, but also to monitor during an evacuation order as well. And then our team is ready, and our partnership with our friends at the Highway Patrol will be participating in that full-scale exercise later this week, so that everybody on the team knows their places and their roles should the governor announce an evacuation order. So we're ready for hurricane season. We encourage residents to be ready as well. That means knowing where you would go during an evacuation order, what route you would take. One handy tool that we have available is the 511 SC app. That's available both on Google and Apple for download for free. Gives you, on your smartphone, gives you traffic information, also has all of the evacuation routes, and it's not only handy during evacuation, it's useful during your normal day-to-day travels across South Carolina. All this information is also available on our website at scdot.org. Hurricanes, unfortunately, are a fact of life for the opportunity to live in paradise like we do in South Carolina. So having a plan and being prepared is key to keeping your family safe. So with our partners, both in local government and state government, SCDOT is ready to support and successfully implement an evacuation should the governor announce it. But the public should also know that we will be ready to clean up and rebuild if there's any damage following a hurricane that comes through. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Kim Stinson, Emergency Management Division.
Thank you, sir. Just as we get ready every year for the upcoming hurricane season, we need residents to do the same at home. Everybody should take the opportunity right now to visit our dedicated hurricane website, hurricane.sc, and that will help you get ready. It is basically an online hurricane guide. You're all probably familiar with the hurricane guide that we've published every year probably for the last 20 years. This is an online version of that. It's very interactive, and it'll make sure that that you'll be prepared for anything that happens during hurricane season. The annual printed copy of the hurricane guide is available for download at again, at hurricane.sc, and you can also access it through our website at scemd.org, and then also our main website, or rather our Emergency Manager mobile app that you can also download to your smartphone. Printed copies were distributed to local newspapers last month from the coast back to the Midlands, and they're also available at Walgreens, Welcome Centers in the state, and then also coastal DMV offices. We'd like to take this opportunity right now to emphasize that the entire state is susceptible to the effects of a hurricane, including wind, hurricane force wind, and excessive rainfall. And anywhere in South Carolina is susceptible to excessive rain. We've seen that here in the past several years in a number of areas in South Carolina. So we need to take that very seriously in terms of rainfall and the flooding, and certainly also flash flooding in some of the urban areas. If there's an evacuation or flood warning issued, make sure that you have a plan to leave and that you know where to go and how to get there. And as we're asking people to prepare for hurricane season, we're also asking for their help to refine the state's hurricane evacuation plans. Right now, we have good plans, but we always want to refine them and continue to make them better. And we're conducting a survey this year of residents to determine their behavior during different scenarios and how they might evacuate and when they might evacuate. And that information will be able to be used to refine our plans. And so we're asking people to do that. There's a QR code in the South Carolina Hurricane Guide, and you can also get it on our website and our mobile app as well. So it would be great for you to help us help you and do that survey so that we can again have a better idea of what the evacuation behavior is going to look like. And then lastly, in closing, we certainly encourage everybody to get ready for the upcoming hurricane season, and we've got a number of tools out there to help you with that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any questions, suggestions, anyone? Going once? All right. Well, it's coming. We've had a lot of, as I say again, a lot of experience with this, and we couldn't have a better team, be more knowledgeable. But again, we urge people to try to be prepared. The history of they say the history of war, the failure in warfare, it be summed up in two words: too late. And it's when you fighting these hurricanes, we got an army of people, and the Navy, Marines, and Space Force, and all the rest, Coast Guard. We had the whole team out there fighting, but we got to be smart about it. And there's no joking around when we send out information, and when information comes from the sheriff or others. I mean, it's serious and often deadly serious. So that's our message. If there are no questions, we'll move on. Sheriff?
Jim, will it be helpful to you if we push out that QR code?
Yes, it would, and it's on our in the guide and all that.
Because I mean, we have platforms that we can push
Sure.
out as well. Because I'm sure the more information you get from the coast, would help a lot.
You should have got through your public information department today. A press release was sent out on that, so you should be able to have all the information. But if you didn't get it, just let us know. We'll make sure you
Look,
get it.
we got it. Okay, yeah, we got it. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Yes, sir.
I'm of the understanding that there's a kind of a dearth of electric charging stations along a lot of these evacuation routes. Any advice for people with electric cars who might be sitting in traffic for long periods of time when we're evacuating for a hurricane?
I'd say leave early. Okay. Did I leave out the Marines a minute ago? Sorry. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Governor.
Afternoon.
Thanks for coming down to the Low Country.
Thank you.
I was wondering, what should residents in the area expect during that training? What would be your advice to them?
During the
Exercise that's going to be taking place.
Be happy to hit that, Governor.
sure. You talk about the roads?
You talking about the full-scale exercise on the 8th? Yes, you would expect all law enforcement, SCDOT, and staff to be along the side of the roadways, but once again, not placing any assets in the road. So we'll be simulating. You would see, it wouldn't be a full scale as what you would see in a normal event, but it'd be an abbreviated version of that. But they'll start around sometime around 8 o'clock in the morning with a briefing locally, and then it'll conclude sometime around 2 p.m. So we do ask the public to please be aware that, our staff and staff with DOT will be on the roadside. So to make things safe, we ask the public to be aware of that. Thank you.
To remind them of that. And then, is there anything that you learned from last hurricane season in specific that you'll be implementing this year?
Yes, it's how important it is to be prepared, and also we're trying to refine our understanding of hospitals and nursing homes. Of course, they're dangers if you stay, they're dangers if you go. And so we're refining our knowledge on those kinds of questions.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Hi there. Do you have a plan to combat price gouging and supply shortages?
Yes, the state law provides that I think the Attorney General and/or the governor can issue an order putting the price gouging law into effect, and it works. Okay.
This is an easy group, though.
Yes. Okay. We through. Thank you very much.
We're going to get a quick photo with the elected officials and the governor and the sheriff, if y'all don't mind being in the middle. We'll be at the front here. And our participants as well. Madam Mayor. And Mr. Mayor. Okay.
Everybody looking ready. Everybody looking ready here? Okay, and 1, 2, 3. Last one. Perfect.
Wonderful. Thank y'all.
I didn't want to get close enough.